Hello, Sheldon Needle speaking to you from CTS Guides today on the subject of how good is the advice you're getting on your software selection. Here are the usual sources for what to look at. One can be employees who previously worked with certain products. This source is often biased to start with. They prefer something that they already know. On the other hand, the software may actually be good, but the usual due diligence must be done. Be especially careful about a situation, for example, where a new controller comes in and starts pushing for a change in software right away to something he or she has already used, when your company staff isn't complaining a lot about what you have. A second source of software recommendations can be from your CPA. This is often one of the worst sources. I've talked to many companies over the years who've gotten really bad recommendations from CPAs. Unless the person is a specialized ERP consultant, they're not going to be up to date on software and rarely qualified to give recommendations. Be especially alert to the CPAs who recommend something they sell. That is a guaranteed dud. A third possibility is looking at software that's being used by your customers or competitors. This could be of some value as long as they are roughly, the competitors or whoever is using the software, roughly your size and in a similar business. A fourth source can be web-based software selection services. These programs typically are self-selecting based on answering a series of questions about your size and industry. They will show you a list of qualifying vendors on the screen, and then you can choose which ones you want to talk to see so-called get quite price quotes or a demo. The demos are usually marketing PDF files or PowerPoints, and you won't get prices early on in the process until they've qualified you and spent some time with you. Also, one of the so-called software experts in that company will call you and interview by asking you a few questions. You can expect about 50% of their recommendations to make sense. The other 50% will either over or undershoot what you need and your budget by a great deal. By the way, the software experts you talk to will be low-paid clerks who know virtually nothing about software or your industry except what a script might tell them. They will not be able to qualify you with vendors for anything beyond plain vanilla functions. Another typical source of what software companies look at is based on a brochure they may have received in the mail or a cold call from a sales rep. This makes a certain amount of sense because if you're looking for software and you get a call at a certain time, you're naturally going to want to look at that vendor. And if that vendor focuses on your industry, they may well be worth looking at. Otherwise, it may not be worth your time. Marketing literature is designed to make any software sound like it's the best, even though it could be an obsolete dog of a system. As P.T. Barnum once said, there's a sucker born every minute, and no matter how bad the product, there's always someone out there who's willing to buy it who doesn't know better. In any case, I hope this information has been of some value to you. Have a great rest of the day, and thanks for listening.